Everyone, welcome to It's Healthy Mention channel. So today we are going to see a very quick review on all aphorisms from 6th edition of Organon of Medicine, because it is very much necessary for MCQ point of view also. Also, it is necessary for Viva and to remember in which aphorism what is given. So today we are going to see only the aphorism which states a very quick review. So let's begin. So the first aphorism says about the physician's mission. Second aphorism says highest ideal of cure. Third aphorism says knowledge of physician. Fourth aphorism says preserver of health. In fifth aphorism, causes of disease are mentioned. From these also fundamental cause, maintaining cause and exciting cause is given. Sixth aphorism says regarding the unprejudiced observer. Seventh aphorism says totality of symptoms. Eighth aphorism says removal of symptoms is removal of disease. Ninth aphorism says vital force in health and harmony and equilibrium. Aphorism number 10 states absence of vital force. Aphorism number 11 says materia peccans and dynamic influence. Aphorism number 12 states cure. Aphorism number 30 says materia peccans. Aphorism number 14 says curable indications. Aphorism number 15 says symptoms are mirror of disease. Aphorism number 16 defines what is health. Aphorism number 17 says removal of totality is removal of disease. Aphorism number 18 says totality of symptoms is a sole guide for the selection of simillimum. Aphorism number 19 says state of disease restoration to state of health. Aphorism number 20 discuss or describes about curative power of medicine. Aphorism number 21 says the curative principle in medicine is the remedy. Aphorism number 22 which says allopathy. Here allopathy has been described how it works and how it is different from homeopathy. Aphorism number 23 says about the antipathy mode of treatment. Now next is aphorism number 24. Here homeopathy is described. Aphorism number 25 is modus operandi of cure, that is homeopathic, the heart of healing. Aphorism number 26. It states about nature's law of cure. Aphorism number 27 to aphorism number 29, modus operandi of cure is in detail explained. In aphorism number 30 to aphorism number 34, medicines are superior to natural disease curing agents. Now in aphorism number 35 to aphorism number 42, law of dissimilar has been explained. So in aphorism number 35, what happens when two dissimilar diseases met together, it is described. In aphorism number 36, existing stronger repels the weaker disease. Aphorism number 37, allopathy, chronic disease remains uncured. Aphorism number 38, new stronger suspends the weaker one. Aphorism number 39, routine examples of the above, all the above thing. Aphorism number 40, complex disease. Aphorism number 41, natural plus artificial makes a complex disease. Aphorism number 42, dissimilar disease complicates one another. Now from aphorism number 43 and 51, what happens when two dissimilar disease meets together? In aphorism number 43, two similar disease cure. Aphorism number 44, they neither repel, suspend, nor form complex. In aphorism number 45, how they work. Aphorism number 46, examples have given when what happens when two dissimilar diseases meet together. In aphorism number 47, lesson has been given, in detail explanation has been given. In aphorism number 48, experience to teach. In aphorism number 49, minute observation has been given. In aphorism number 50, why for cure we should not depend upon nature. And lastly, in aphorism number 51, advantages of simile has been given. Now next is from aphorism number 52 to aphorism number 16, different system of medicine has been described. From that aphorism number 52, various systems of treatment has been described. Aphorism number 53 says why homeopathy is best. In aphorism number 54 and 55, allopathy has been described. In aphorism number 56 to 60, antipathy has been described. Now, in aphorism number 61, disadvantages of antipathy and advantages of homeopathy has been described. In aphorism number 62, homeopathy alone cures has been described. In aphorism number 63 to 69, primary and secondary action, which is very much important, has been explained. Aphorism number 70, summary and inference has been given. In aphorism number 71, miniature organon, the three important necessary for curing points are case taking, drug proving, second prescription, or the posology. Now, in aphorism number 72 to 81, classification of disease has been explained. In aphorism number 82, individualization as explained. In aphorism number 83 to 104, in detail case taking has been explained. Like in aphorism number 83, qualities of physician are explained. In aphorism number 84, recording of symptoms. In aphorism number 85, new symptoms on fresh line has been explained. In aphorism number 86, physician observation. In aphorism number 87, details of symptoms has been explained. In aphorism number 88, use of general expression. In aphorism number 89, precise and special. Aphorism number 19, observation, why it is necessary. Aphorism number 91, Past treatment and recording has been explained. In aphorism number 92, recording of acute symptom has been explained. In aphorism number 93, privacy, maybe privacy questions has been explained. Now next is aphorism number 94, investigation of maintaining cause has been explained. Aphorism number 95 says recording of long sufferings. Aphorism number 96, recording of hypochondriac case. Aphorism number 97, recording of indolent case. Aphorism number 98, record only patient language. Aphorism number 99, recording acute case is easy. From aphorism number 100 to 102, investigation of the epidemic disease in particular, that is genus epidemicus, has been explained. In aphorism number 103, investigation of SORA. In aphorism number 104, importance of record keeping has been explained. Now, from aphorism number 105 to 145, drug proving has been explained. From that also, I have taken important aphorisms to be remembered. These are aphorism number 117, idiosyncrasy. Aphorism number 125, drug proving diet. Aphorism number 126, qualities of prover. Aphorism number 139, illiterate prover. Aphorism number 140, literate prover. Now, next important aphorisms are aphorism number 146 to 154, method of selection of medicine. Aphorism number 155 and 160 discusses about the dose. From that also, aphorism number 157 describe homeopathic aggravation and medicinal aggravation. Aphorism number 161 to 171 describes about the remedy reaction. Aphorism number 172 to 184 describes about in detail regarding one-sided diseases. Now, aphorism number 185 to 203, local diseases has been explained. In aphorism number 204 to 209, chronic disease has been explained. In aphorism number 210 to 230, mental disease has been explained. Aphorism number 231 to 244, intermittent and alternating diseases has been explained. In aphorism number 245 to 258, homeopathic posology has been explained. In aphorism number 259 to 263, diet and regimen has been explained. Now, next is aphorism number 264 to 272, homeopathic pharmacy has been explained. Aphorism number 273 to 274, law of simplex has been explained. Aphorism number 275 to 283, strength of the dose for homeopathic use has been explained. Aphorism number 284 to 285, route of administration of homeopathic drug has been explained. Now, the last aphorisms are from aphorism number 286 to 291. These are the ancillary measures, which includes aphorism number 286 describes in detail regarding electricity and galvanism. Aphorism number 287 regarding the mineral magnetism. Aphorism number 288 to 289, animal magnetism and mesmerism. Aphorism number 290 describes about massage, and aphorism number 291 describes about the bath. So here we have completed the quick review over the 6th edition of Organon Aphorisms. I hope so you have understood this topic. Thank you for watching.